Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 13 and has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. So he's actually been doing more of the paintings, of the backgrounds. He kind of does like this circular motion on his own, and then I take over from there with him, trying to help him kind of smooth everything out. And some days it's a little more flat, and some days it's not, and that's okay by me, because we're just going through and working on it, and gives me a way to share our journey and help him, and it certainly helps me because I get to share, and painting gives me a lot of ways to express my emotions. So this is probably not the best paint brush to be trying to do any type of smooth-ish edge, but that's okay. That's where we're at, and it's off a little bit, but here we are. This is what happens. And if you've watched any of the last few weeks, I like to complain about my lighting, and yet it's still complainable. I know that's probably not the right way to say it, but that's the way I'm gonna do. I need to move it to this side, to you couldn't see where I was pointing, to the other side, but the way I have my desk set up now, that doesn't really work to have it on the other side. So I need to put it behind the desk and hopefully make it so it's kind of in a better spot. So we shall see how all that works. Because right now that it was a lot of effort to move my desk. It's been probably now it's probably been a couple of months, and I still have yet to situate it and everything. But to put the light behind it again would take major effort to do that, and quite frankly, it's the least of my moving things around. I keep hoping that we meaning me, because Owen honestly he has more say in this than he realizes, but he doesn't know that he knows, but he doesn't know. I'm trying to find a new place for us to move and make it more of where we live now is just very loud and constantly has it's in the city, and we live on a street that there's just always cars going down the road, and sometimes they park in front of our house, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with these people parking. I'll get it out. Parking in front of our house. I mean, it's a public street. There's no rules against it. There's nothing that states they can't. And it's just, that is not something that sits well with Owen. He can handle it sometimes better than other times, but most of the time that is just way too much for him to deal with. And so, with that being said, trying to find a new location to move, I would like to kind of have some acreage, or at least somewhere that he can't see all the other houses right, as soon as he looks out the window. Like if it's just the way it's situated on the property or something, it's got to change, because this is just, where we live now is just a lot for him to deal with. And some days, some years, it's better than others. But Owen cycles through emotions and things. And so, like, he doesn't forget a thing. I mean, he literally does not forget. And if he doesn't happen to remember it today, he will search his memory banks and remember it for tomorrow. I mean, he knows all of his doctor's appointments because he's heard them when we made the appointment, or he would ask me and I would tell him when the appointment was, and he's got that all stored in his brain. So you can't pull the wool over the dude's eyes about anything. And I mean, he does not, like, literally years and years and years and years ago. He's 13. He was probably 4, give or take. Somewhere in that age frame, time frame. We lost power because somebody hit a telephone pole near our house, and it was an all-day thing. Now, we've lost power many times, and several times for more than a day. I mean, it was like, it's not just this one time. Well, he will still go over to the light switch exactly like he did when he was 4-ish, 5. I don't have the memory the dude has. And turn it on and say exactly the same things about, we checking our power, and that we didn't have power before. And so, it's hard for him to get past some of those moments in time. And so that's kind of my thing, is I want a new area to move into. So, long story long, that is why I'm not as concerned with where my bench is for painting, is because I keep hoping that we're gonna move, and this where it's sitting truly won't matter at that point. So, otherwise, Owen had a pretty good day. He was mad because I had to take him this morning to school because they didn't have a bus driver, and at some point they would have taken the kids, but he would have been a lot later than me taking him. So I took him, and then when he got home from school, he, taking him there, he was not pleased that I didn't follow the exact bus route. And then when he got home, he was then aware that he's been expressing more emotions lately, and he says that when something changes like that I had disappointed him or someone has disappointed him. And so that's his new, like, thing, is that he's been disappointed. And so he didn't want me to then disappoint him on Tuesday when he goes back to school, because they have Monday off for the holiday. And so there you go. So I laugh because, you know, it's funny to me that I am disappointing him because I took him to school instead of the bus driver. There's nothing technically really funny about that. But when you wait so long for emotions and words and everything, and then the things that he picks up on, like that I'm disappointing him because I took him to school, it actually makes me cry because, I mean, for years he couldn't express a lot of the things that he wanted to, and there's so many things that he's now telling me now about his past, and it's amazing to me how far he's come and what he says and he does. So I laugh, but there's so many more emotions attached to my little laughter of what I'm feeling, because it just, some of it blows my mind how he talks about certain things and does certain, it's truly amazing what he comes up with and what he'll randomly, like, talk about or dwell on, or just so many examples, so many things. But I'm glad for a lot of the emotions that he's able to share now, and how, you know, something like being disappointed about me having to take him to school is, you know, I technically know that it's not me that truly disappointed him, but yet still that's a big step for him to understand and to go through. So I'm excited to see where everything takes him from here. So it's like I'm just adding a little more blue layer. It looked like they were drowning out. So just kind of fix it there. Anyways, we're going to assign O for Owen. And then L and B. Hopefully Owen sleeps all night. He told me that he was going to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and scream. And I know it's because we've been talking about it constantly, so hopefully he truly doesn't. But you never know. So anyways, thank you so much for watching and being a part of our day. Toodles, toodles.